Join the alliance, take a stand for a brighter tomorrow. Everybody joins the crypto world. Break the chains, watch the future unfold. Decentralized.
Hello everyone. How are you doing?
Joins the crypto world.
Fine.
From wallets cold to
Putting this for you
markets
live
high.
from
Together
Camp
we'll
Stay in
reach
South
the
Africa.
sky. Knowledge
Great
share the
country.
guiding
If you
light.
haven't
Invest
been
with
here
wisdom,
yet,
shine so
you
bright.
absolutely have to make it. It is such a beautiful, beautiful country. And as always, I'm showing you that I am indeed living the crypto lifestyle. This reel that you are seeing here is from Andrea's Instagram account, and I highly recommend following Andrea and myself on Instagram because you can see firsthand that we indeed live a lifestyle that very few can afford, and I attribute it to the crypto lifestyle. If you are interested in knowing how that works and how is it possible, you can go to crypto.lifestyle. It is blended in here, and you're going to be taken to a landing page where you can enter in your information. And as a thank you gift, I will send you a video that explains in a beginner-friendly way why I think you should start dollar cost averaging Bitcoin. But there's more. You will also get something that is very, very powerful, and that is an invitation to my next Crypto Fundamentals Bootcamp. It is slated to be held March 17 and March 18, and the only way to even have a chance to partake is by being on my email list. So please do that because it will be very, very powerful for you. People ask me all the time, Shankar, how is it possible that you travel the world? How is it possible that you are technically retired? And I'm really willing to show you how that works. And really, I have started making it my life mission to show and slowly onboard as many people as possible into the world of crypto. It is a highly risky and highly volatile environment, but I happen to understand something that a lot of the crypto traders, the so-called crypto bros, don't know. And that is, I know a 360 view of the entire crypto space, meaning I not only trade, I also invest medium and long term, and very powerfully, I use decentralized finance, meaning the technologies that blockchain and crypto give. I invest in those so that I have a steady passive income that lets me trade at ease, that lets me plan at ease. No matter what happens, whether the markets go up and down, I always have a certain allotment that brings me daily income. But today we are going to talk a little bit about where is the market going next. President Trump is doing a few crazy things. He is inciting a tariff war, and he also happens to plan a crypto meeting at the White House, which I believe is going to take place tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And as you may know, whenever someone who is a president who has that much influence mentions a certain coin or a certain crypto project, there's a high likelihood that these coins experience short-term jump ups, right? Because they're mentioned by the president. What we want to do as short-term traders is profit from these short-term bounce ups, but also recognize what is the large picture. Are we still in the bull run? Are we nearing the end of the bull run? And it's very interesting right now because you could make a case for either way. You could say the bull run is still ongoing, but you could also say there are a few indicators that reason for caution, that ask for caution. So we're going to look at all of that. Let's get the show started on the road. And here we go. Okay, something I always want to take a look at is the S&P 500, which is the stock exchange, the 500 most powerful companies in the US. And what you want to do is take a look at the long time evolution of the S&P 500. Why? Because it very often is a precursor to what Bitcoin will do, and Bitcoin is a precursor to what the entire world of crypto will do. And if you look at it, we have been following an uptrend for quite some time. And sometimes you have these break of trends to the downside, right? You can see there was such a case here in August of 24, and luckily we recouped, we regained that trend, and we continued our bull run to the upside. We are currently in a similar situation where we have broken that trend to the downside, so in a negative way, and now we have to decide, are we going to reclaim that level and continue the bull run up, or is it potentially going to go downwards, which would really not be all too cool, right? For those of you who know a little bit about chart reading, there is such a thing as when a chart prints lower lows, that is not good. Okay, that indicates a potential reversal when that happens a few times consecutively. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you look at it, here is a low, then there's a higher low, okay? And then here we have also a little bit of a higher low, if you look at it. But then this is a lower low, okay? And then here, of course, I have indicated with these two yellow lines, there's another lower low that has formed here. So we really have to keep a close eye on the stock market to know where potentially the economy is going. If I switch this to a weekly chart, here you can see it, right? You can see that there is a potential for this reversal. If I zoom out a little bit, so this could be happening. Of course, I don't want that, right? Nobody wants that, but this could happen. If that happens, if you are learning from me, then you know that is still good, because we are long-term investors, long-term planners, and we use these times to buy assets at a discount. But in the short term, you have to know what you want to be doing. Are you going to long assets and coins, meaning you speculate that the price goes up, or do you know how to short coins, meaning you can make money when the price moves down? So this is something we always want to look at. Now, specifically for crypto, there is another important chart to look at, and that is the daily exchange volume, okay? And that is essentially a way to look at how much money flows from the traditional world into the crypto world. As you may know, in order to get crypto, you need to use an exchange such as Coinbase, where you send money from your bank account into the crypto space. And this is the curve that follows that exchange volume. Now, as you can see, speaking of these lower lows, that is essentially what is going on here. We have a downwards trend here. And that is not a good sign, because when there is no new money coming into crypto, it is very hard for all of the coins to increase. When there is no new money coming into crypto space, really what's happening is that the value is just shifting around from altcoins to major coins, from narratives that are in to narratives that are not so favorable at the moment. Okay, so this is the daily exchange volume. Next, what we always need to look at is also the Bitcoin dominance. So that's this chart. So we have the Bitcoin market cap dominance, and really what we want to see is we want to see that start going down a little bit, because that means that we are getting more movement in our alternative coins. We are very likely close to either starting a bear phase now or starting a bear phase in about 3 to 4 months. And let's see, no, typically in November, right? So that would put us, so we have a little bit of time, a little bit more time left if it is a right translated cycle, as we say. If it is a left translated cycle, then we could be in a position where the bull run is over right now. But we want the Bitcoin dominance to come down so that our altcoins can make a rally. And then also something that we really want to come down is the USDT dominance. Okay, so if we look at this chart, you can see that the USDT dominance has been going up, and that is not necessarily something we want, because when people have their value in the stablecoin, which is what USDT is, then it just means that they are nervous, they are afraid, right? We are here experiencing this triangle formation, right? And what that shows us is that as we move towards the tip of the triangle, really the dominance has to make a decision. It has to either break out to the upside, so it would do something like this, or it has to break down to the downside. And that breaking down to the downside is really what we want to see in order for the bull run to continue. But you see there's been a long upside trend, upgoing trend that it's been following, and we have started to break out here to the downside a little bit, but then we went back into the triangle formation. So that is something to keep an eye on. Now, in terms of short-term trading, it's really interesting when someone like President Trump mentions coins and projects. It's really interesting to see if we can benefit from that by buying the news in a way, right? Buying the hype, and then of course also selling the news when the mainstream is realizing what's going on. So here is a chart that I got from a different show. It was the Crypto Meta show, but it's essentially it talks about which projects and which coins are the winners of the US crypto policy, because you may know that there's a lot of policy changes that are currently underway. And it looks like the two coins here in the middle, XRP and ADA, which is Cardano, they are at the intersection of ETF applications, coins that are made in the US, and also coins mentioned by Trump, and blockchain projects that have been attended by a representative of the White House. So it would be really interesting to look at what these coins are doing and potentially investing in them for the short term. What happens at the level of the US crypto policy is, of course, manipulation for sure. And in a previous video that I made, I told you that I have a feeling that Trump has a very powerful plan. He wants to make sure that after his 4 years of being in presidency, a few things have changed. He wants inflation to go down. He wants interest rates to come down. And all of that, as I said in a previous video, is likely only possible if he shocks the system. And he's currently doing so by, for example, starting the tariff war and making other more or less shocking political decisions. What that means for you as people who believe in freedom through crypto is that you need to be prepared for potentially at some point the bull market is always over and we reverse and we go into a phase that is a corrective phase. And during that corrective phase, people are scared, people are selling their assets. So what you want to do is almost the exact opposite. You want to slowly buy the assets as a discount. It is about accumulation of those high value coins, the blue chip coins, possibly the coins that were mentioned by the US policy, but definitely Bitcoin. And you want to take advantage of that downtrend that is inevitably coming to accumulate as many coins as possible. If you do that, and if you have a plan also where you embrace a decentralized finance, which DeFi is actually interestingly powerful to also create cash flow during bear markets, then you are a little bit in a win-win situation. And again, I don't know of many traders and many content creators who focus on all of these aspects. To me, it's very important that I have exposure to all of that. And I want that for you as well. Again, the best way to learn this in a very applicable way, where after the 2-day boot camp, you're basically ready to get going. I'll teach you everything, how to on-ramp crypto, meaning how to use an exchange to get your fiat money into digital money. And then I'll teach you how to leverage these DeFi platforms. There's varying degrees of risk, right? You can get anywhere between 5% APR to up to 500% APR. Yes, that is possible, of course, at a very high risk level. You can do that in DeFi, and then you can do your short-term investing and your mid-term investing. You can also use other people's money to do that. If you don't have any money to trade, and you are absolutely right that any money that you cannot risk to lose should not be in crypto. But there's ways to use other people's money to trade, and all of that is going to be shown in my 2-day fundamentals bootcamp. The only way for you to be part of that bootcamp is by going to crypto.lifestyle right now, sign up, give me your information. As a thank you, I'll send you an email that has a link, goes to a video that shows you in a beginner-friendly way how to start leveraging Bitcoin. You don't have to have $100,000 to buy Bitcoin. You can buy any amount of Bitcoin. You just need to know how. So do that. And as I said, I'm here in South Africa at the moment. I am continuing to enjoy my crypto lifestyle. So definitely go and follow me. Follow me on all my social media. Also make sure, please, to like this video, subscribe, share. Share it with a person that has told you, I'm interested in crypto, but I don't know how to get started. This is what I'm doing. I have basically dedicated, I have stopped my direct activity in my businesses, and my partner in life and business, Andrea, she takes care of business now. And all I do is I focus on making sure I teach as many people as possible the fundamentals of what will be the bedrock of the financial system starting really now. This is now, folks. This is now because we have the US government meeting and actively working on building up strategic reserves that are built on cryptocurrency. And no matter what how many projects they mention and cryptocurrencies they mention, believe me one thing, nothing can trump Bitcoin, really. Nothing can exceed Bitcoin. It is the best and most valuable store of value to be the foundation of these strategic reserves that start building across the globe. All right, put your questions in the comments. I pre-recorded this just 5 minutes in advance because my internet connection is a little bit shaky here. But basically, when the moment you watch this is just 5 or 10 minutes old, okay? So definitely make sure you don't miss the boat and don't get caught up in the news. The news are important for the short-term traders. Most of you are not short-term traders. You don't even have the time to be short-term traders. What matters is that when somewhere is a gold mine or a diamond mine, right, and everybody comes to mine the assets, you need to sell the shovels, the wheelbarrows. You need to rent out the rooms where the miners go and sleep and live. And that is what happens in DeFi. I think you get the idea. Go to crypto.lifestyle, sign up, and I'll see you very soon on this platform again. Bye-bye for now.